For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a demonstration of how you would put on your Isabella Wind Side 250. So it's kind of the same principle actually you'd use for the Buddy, which is kind of again a more enclosed one. This is more of a kind of a lighter weight model. What I've done actually is just open up the fabric up. It's going to fit basically any kind of cassette awning. Essentially what we do is almost basically wedging apart from when the cassette's basically onto the actual motorhome. Into the front part as well, so it's not really an awning, a wind out brand I've come across that doesn't really fit yet. So all I've done is open up the fabric itself. You then got sort of your carbon X pole. There's two parts to it, one is bigger diameter than the other. So what we do is put the part which has basically got directly the spring. You'll have one part with a clasp on it, so make sure that's fully open, and then one part of an end. So what we'll do is we'll feed that directly through. There'll be a sleeve on the actual awning part itself. So you've got a sleeve there, so you can just feed that through, take it all the way, and then at the end there'll be basically almost like what we call a little Toblerone. So a little Toblerone, all it does is just pops directly into the end of the pole. Cool. And once that's in, I'd make a habit of kind of keeping tension against it. Then what we then have is with the part of the sleeve there, we're then going to feed the next part of the pole, i.e. the front part. So you've got the front Toblerone, feed the smaller end directly through the front section there, and then you've got to insert that. Try and keep the clasp directly towards you if you can. As long as it's fully up, that'll allow that to feed directly in. And then what we do is just put the clasp down, just so it locks in place. So now we've got a pole actually sort of in the sleeve of actually the shade. So then what we do is literally pop that up in the cassette. Make sure obviously one of the flat ends is against the actual part itself. Now you can position this kind of as far out or as far in as you want. As long as you've got an vantage point to connect into here, that's more than happily. And the key thing is when you expand it, is put a bit of flex in the pole itself, and that way it sort of has a bit of bite. So it means you can actually then get your second hand and just expand it open. So what we'll do, we'll probably go to there as well. So right now I'll do is open the clasp up, extend it, give a bit of flex so I've still got one hand, and from that then I can actually sort of pull it, expand it, keeping one hand on that point there, and you're almost pulling it across, and then you can snap it back with your right hand itself. Perfect. So now we're locked in there, nice and tight. At this point here, all we're going to do is then peg it out. Thankfully, we're on decking, but we've got pegging points on here. Now, there is obviously a limitation to how high or how low it will go. So it starts about 245, and you can go all the way up to about 275. There also is Velcro straps on the front of here, so that actually then just Velcros directly around it. It's a universal fit, so it's about as it kind of suggests, about 240 centimeters deep, designed for rollouts that are sort of 250 deep, which is pretty much most standard. If you are struggling essentially with the height aspect of it, what you can do, of course, is actually you can lower the leg down, lock that in place, make that a much more easier point to actually attach it to. I have the luxury of being tall, but it just makes it a much more easier place than obviously when it's up. Because this span to the back doesn't actually change, then you can just pop that up at the end, lock it back in place, and your side's then good to go. These are left and right handed, so you do the same principle as you would for the left hand version versus the right hand version, but of course you can check out a separate review video we have done on that product, but I thought I'd just give you a bit more of a quick demonstration on how you'd put up the side panel. So for more information, of course, by all means check the link below this video. It'll take you straight through to our website where we have these sort of listing on the pricing and also sizes and that sort of stuff, as well as that additional kind of little review video going a bit more in depth into it as well. But hopefully it's been helpful, and if you have any more questions or queries, feel free to comment in the box below or contact us directly at Attwoolls. So hopefully we'll see you again soon in our next Attwoolls Outdoors video review.